You are using your statistics for your own political agenda, and that's your prerogative.
I'm citing statistics because they're true.
I'm talking about the fact that I'm faculty here. I also support our protester in the back.
What do you support specifically? Do you think that anti-immigrant rhetoric is violent free speech?
Yes, because of the reasons
you think that speech is violence?
No, I think that
that's what that sign says.
The conversation that you're having is oppressive.
So I am oppressing people by what I'm doing. So I am exerting violence on people by my speech. That's what the sign says, and that's what you just said.
It contributes to.
And the protester is saying that's exactly what I'm doing, and she's saying that's exactly what her sign means. So that means that you, a faculty member at an American public university, paid for by taxpayer dollars, are conflating speech with violence.
Yes. Speech can be violent. What you are saying contributes to systemic racism in this country. It means that my students of colour are pulled over and accused of stealing a car when they did not.
I'm not pulling anybody over for stealing any cars. I see many people of many different races in this room. They all seem to be doing just fine. I don't think any of them have felt violence because they listened to a lecture on basic facts about our immigration system. The question was, have I asked people in this room if they've felt as though some violence has been committed on them? No, I haven't asked, because no violence has been committed on you. Because violence is not a subjective feeling. Violence is an objective fact. I can objectively gauge whether or not someone has become violent. The other day, I was at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. Some protester attacked me with some weird chemical. That was an objective act of violence. But somebody disagreeing with me, such as some people in this room are doing, are not committing violence on me. And I would say to you, as a faculty member at a taxpayer-funded university, this is the foundation of liberal education. If you cannot understand that there is a difference between speech and violence, you don't understand anything that undergirds the liberal arts or liberal education. And that is a real shame. And I say this with all respect and with great distress for our universities. If our teachers don't understand the difference between ideas and violence, between speech and violence, then they are in no position to educate the next generation of Americans.
I've been to art school for 8 years. I understand liberal arts extremely well. I am an artist, and I fully
don't think you do. I'm sure you've been to art school for 8 years, but you do not understand the liberal arts.
holding up a sign which says disrupting speech is fascism. You are
No, the sign says that one, disrupting speech.
Yeah.
But yes,
you understand?
Yes, these people who are yelling are disrupting my speech, and I agree, it's fascism.
You're interrupting me, and I think that you need to look up violence in the dictionary or expand your idea of violence.
Hold on, I'll look it up right now. Hold on a second. Let me look it up. Let's see. Violence definition. Hold on. Violence definition. So you're saying that violence can be speech. Oh, my Wi-Fi went out. That's too bad. I'll look it up later. I'll post it on my Twitter. Violence is not speech. Let me say it again. Violence is not speech. False victim groups like these people. This creates ever-multiplying racial victims. I know, you're so oppressed, my dears. I know, life is so hard for you. You have to live in the richest, most equitable, most just country in the history of the world. You have to get a college education. You have to voluntarily go to lectures. It's so awful. I can't imagine. The people who are in war-torn nations, they must truly pity you. Goodbye then. I'm not that. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your support, but I'm not that intimidated by these guys.
Always remember that when the debate is over, insults are the only weapon left for the loser. Insults. They can defend themselves through arguments or conversations, so they resort to insults. It's crazy. College doesn't teach common sense. As many would think that it does, it doesn't. It doesn't even teach respect. And it also doesn't guarantee intelligence. It doesn't.
You know, there's a course being taught right now at an American university on angry white men. And when I look at who's angry, I'm not so sure. I know, I seem so hateful. You guys seem lovely and sweet. You guys seem so compassionate and lovely. But you hope that what? Well, it's very difficult to use my platform when people use the heckler's veto to try to shut up any opinion that disagrees. I didn't think I was this intimidating. I believe that gentleman just threw paint on me. I don't know what the substance is. I'm fine. I don't know what this is. I think someone threw milk on me or something. I don't really know. That's what happens when you assault people, by the way, folks. That's what happens. I got some sort of paint all over my speech. What that is. Oh, thanks. Maybe you'll be able to hear it online, you know, hopefully over the din in the room. Let's do it. They did that because that gentleman threw a bunch of some unknown substance on me. All right, let's continue the lecture, shall we? Thank you very much. Thank you to law enforcement. Thank you very much. I appreciate that immensely. I think whatever sort of paint that guy tried to throw on me, I think it mostly landed on the lectern and on my speech. I've got a very glittery speech about how men are not women. All right, thank you, guys. He threw my book. All right, this seems like a good enough background for the rest of my speech. Let's do that. I gotta tell you, folks, I knew that this totally common sense statement was controversial. I didn't know it was this controversial. I didn't know some maniac would throw a bunch of paint on me. I didn't know that law enforcement would have to deal with them in that sort of way. I'm very glad that we had law enforcement here to deal with it.
I like the quote from Mark Twain where he said, "I never let my schooling interfere with my education." I never let my schooling interfere with my education. You see? And those things are different. They are different. That's the message that this generation needs to hear before it's too late. That's the message. Self-improvement. Investing in your own personality. Reading books, like Charlie always said and advocated for. Read books. Study. See? Yeah. Be a student of life. Always study and watch your life change right before your eyes. Because this student, no one just wakes up and all of a sudden he thinks this way. No. And I think the parents, they are also to blame because they stopped teaching respect to their students. And now we are seeing the results. A generation so arrogant, clueless college kids would think they know it all. What kind of a generation? What kind of a generation? Because when you look at them, it's honestly sad. It is sad. These students acting like they've figured out the whole world and can't even stand a different opinion. It's terrible. And you can even imagine who is going to hire these people or work with them after graduation. Because this kind of attitude, it's a big turn off. It's a huge red flag. It is a huge red flag, ladies and gentlemen. It is. It is. College was supposed to prepare young adults for real life, for the real life. That is what college was supposed to do. But what is happening instead is becoming a factory for entitlement and outrage. So terrible. It's so terrible, ladies and gentlemen. Today's education system, you can say it's scary. I always say this: if a student manages to graduate and finish whether high school or college without becoming woke, that's a huge achievement. That is a huge achievement because it's no longer easy now to go through all the years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever are you, 5 years, whatever, the course, how long the course is. It's no longer easy to go through all that and not become woke. It's not easy. And for it to even gotten to a point where Charlie would advocate that colleges is scum, it tells a lot. It really tells a lot. And whenever usually people, when you say those things and represents those ideas, for some, it's usually considered an act of rebellion. Free speech against the very institutions, that claim to teach it. Ladies and gentlemen, these videos, they are a paint picture that there are things that are impossible to ignore. The youth are lost. They are. Education is broken, and the system that was supposed to shape the next generation is churning out. It's churning out.